Well, Joy, an urgent manhunt is underway for this man, 29-year-old John Williams of Madison, Maine. They say this is the man who shot and killed a sheriff's deputy, and that is why you see a big police presence here in Norridge Walk, Maine this afternoon, still searching for him. Police say it was this morning between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the morning that John Williams approached Deputy Eugene Cole. He shot and killed that deputy and then stole his marked cruiser. He took that cruiser to a nearby Cumberland Farms and robbed it this morning. He then abandoned that cruiser on Martin Street Road in Norridge Walk. The car was found at about 5 o'clock this morning. They also found the sheriff deputy's body, but they did not find their suspect. He's described as 5'6", 120 pounds, with brown hair and a ponytail with blue eyes. He is considered armed and extremely dangerous.
There certainly is an ongoing public threat. He needs to be, he's considered armed and dangerous. If people encounter him, they should not approach him. They should call 911.
Sheriff saying this is obviously a very sad day for the community, for the entire state of Maine. Again, manhunt still very active right now for 29-year-old John Williams of Madison, Maine.
Let's get the latest right now from our Danielle Waugh in Madison, Maine, where police have surrounded the suspect's home. Danielle.
Well, Shannon, police are searching several areas right now, and they're staking out a home here behind me in Madison. This is where the suspected shooter is believed to have last lived, just 10 minutes away from where police say he shot and killed a sheriff's deputy this morning. In a rural Maine community, anxiety.
There certainly is an ongoing public threat.
And anguish.
It's really hitting home for all of us right now.
Mourning the loss of a sheriff's deputy as police search for the man who killed him.
The suspect should be considered armed and extremely dangerous.
A manhunt on the ground and in the air for 29-year-old John Williams of Madison, Maine. Police say he approached Somerset County Corporal Eugene Cole between 1 and 2 o'clock this morning, killing him in Norridge Walk, then stealing his cruiser. Williams allegedly robbed this Cumberland Farms downtown and abandoned the cruiser on Martin Stream Road. Police releasing this dash cam footage of Williams right after that robbery.
It really is all hands on deck right now, and a very concentrated effort because we believe right now he remains fairly local until we gain some information that he's gained access to a vehicle.
Police describing their suspect as 5'6", 120 pounds with blue eyes and brown hair. They say Cole was a model law enforcement officer.
He was an outstanding employee. He was one of the finest deputies that you would want to meet.
Serving in the Somerset County Sheriff's Department for 13 years, he was 62 years old.
He was a hell of a cop. He would do anything for anybody.
The hunt for Eugene Cole's killer growing more urgent every hour.
Just not knowing where he is just really, really worrisome right now.
JC, we do have some breaking developments here at the suspect's home in Madison, Maine. We just watched moments ago 2 armored vehicles pull up to this home here. We also saw some men in SWAT tactical gear walking around with long guns. So this is a changing situation, activity we have not seen here all day. So we will keep a close eye on what's developing in front of us. Meanwhile, police say they are urging the public to give them information on this day-long hunt for an accused killer. It's been an intense 2 days here, Melody. I am just outside the command center in Norridge Walk for that manhunt, now in its second day. Today we have 200 officers on the ground, all searching for one man.
I implore you to turn yourself in.
A sheriff's plea to the man accused of killing a deputy.
As of this time, we've had no contact with Williams, but we believe he is still armed and extremely dangerous.
Hundreds of officers on the manhunt for John Williams, the 29-year-old who allegedly shot and killed Corporal Eugene Cole in Norridge Walk Wednesday morning. By Thursday, tactical teams converged on this area in nearby Fairfield.
It's scary. Scary.
Searching the woods, putting neighbors on edge. Do you think somebody could easily hide in this area?
Absolutely.
Why?
It's a lot of woods.
Yeah.
A lot of timber, a lot of ground to cover.
Police believe their suspect isn't far from Norridge Walk. They say he stole Corporal Cole's cruiser after the killing and abandoned it in town. They believe he fled on foot and hasn't gone far.
Everyone's goal is for the safe apprehension of John Williams because we know he is the only one that can answer the questions that we have.
JC, we just got our hands on this, the FBI poster for the suspect, John Williams. This comes out as police announce that $20,000 reward. They're putting this out nationwide, desperate for information to locate this accused killer. Well, Brian, we are learning new details about that killed deputy and his involvement with the accused killer's girlfriend in the days leading up to his death. And we're also this noon hearing from the woman who says she raised the man at the center of this manhunt. Just 3 days before Corporal Eugene Cole was killed, he helped arrest Christina Pomerleau on drug charges. Police say she was in a relationship with John Williams, who is now accused of killing Cole. Police won't say if there's a connection between Pomerleau's arrest and Cole's murder, but they are investigating the events leading up to the killing. The sheriff says Williams is still considered armed, dangerous, and at large 3 days after the murder.
It has come to our attention during this investigation that he might want to reach out and speak to us. I would like him to understand that we are here. We're willing to listen.
As police continue their manhunt, a woman who knows Williams well is also making a personal plea.
I want him to come home. Yeah. I would love for him to turn himself in.
Kimberly Soroy says Williams was like her son, living here at her Norwich Walk home from 2003 until last Christmas, when she kicked him out for doing drugs.
He was certainly struggling with addiction.
The last few days have been a nightmare. Soroy says she woke up to the sound of helicopters Wednesday morning, and when she went outside, she found the body of Corporal Cole in her backyard and alerted police.
I said, I found your officer. He's in my yard. We all struggle with why.
As you can see right here, Danielle Waugh has been following the manhunt since the news of Corporal Eugene Cole's death. She joins us live in Norwich Walk. Danielle, you're sharing new photos of the command center. What are police saying about their investigation?
Well, Audrey, we are scheduled to get another media briefing at 5 o'clock. Police are still calling this search active and urgent, and they're holding out hope that this can all end peacefully. Guns drawn on the ground, search planes in the air. The manhunt for an accused cop killer enters its 3rd day.
He might want to communicate with us, and we want to tell him that we do want to resolve this peacefully.
From this command center in Norwich Walk, police making their plea to John Williams, who has been on the run since Wednesday morning. Authorities say he shot and killed Corporal Eugene Cole in Norwich Walk, stole his cruiser, and abandoned the car on Martin Stream Road. That's where the manhunt remains focused Friday.
I would love for him to turn himself in.
Kimberly Soroy is connected to the deputy and his accused killer. John Williams lived at her Norwich Walk home for years. She recently kicked him out for doing drugs.
Looked like he was addicted.
And early Wednesday morning, she was the one who discovered the corporal's body right in her backyard on Mercer Road.
I asked him, officer, are you okay? And I didn't get a response because I'm screaming and yelling at this and crying and screaming. I said, I found your officer. He's in my yard.
She says police searched her property and found body armor and a gun in her car that did not belong to her. She's hoping Williams turns himself in.
We all know that John did wrong. You know, what he did, he needs to be punished for. And certainly the drugs are not an excuse for his behavior.
We have live team coverage for you on today's arrest. We begin with NBC 10 Boston's Danielle Waugh, who has been following this story since Wednesday when that officer was killed. Danielle?
Well, Frank, a real sense of relief tonight in this community, knowing that the man accused of killing Corporal Eugene Cole is finally in police custody 4 days after that manhunt started. And we do have a photograph that police took the moment that he was taken down. We're told that police used the handcuffs belonging to Corporal Cole, the deputy that John Williams is accused of killing. And that arrest video of Williams taken by our affiliate WCSH, an exclusive look at that arrest. This all happened at about 12:45 this afternoon near the Norwich Walk Fairfield town line in a camp off of Route 139. Captured and cuffed. This picture taken the moment police took down John Williams, who is accused of killing Corporal Eugene Cole in Norwich Walk, Maine.
Tonight, the citizens of Somerset County can sleep well, know that a dangerous man has been taken off the streets.
A 4-day manhunt ends at a remote campsite off of Route 139. This exclusive video from our Maine affiliate WCSH shows the moment Williams was taken into custody. He's accused of shooting Corporal Cole, stealing his cruiser, committing a robbery, then ditching the car on Martin Stream Road in Norridgewock. Police suspected he stayed in that wooded area for days and followed fresh footprints to the campsite Saturday. They say Williams offered little resistance and was taken using Corporal Cole's handcuffs.
I felt that it was fitting where he killed my deputy, Corporal Gene Cole, and he was brought to justice using Cole's handcuffs.
So that's kind of a symbolic, it made me smile when I heard it.
Corporal Cole's brother, Tom Cole, says he's feeling relieved and offering forgiveness to the accused killer.
I would tell him that I forgive him, and I would like to have him say he was sorry, and that he would, I would see sincere remorse for what he's done.
Williams was taken in for questioning immediately after his arrest. That may help police answer their biggest question: why? A funeral for Corporal Cole is scheduled for May 7th.
Danielle Waugh is live outside the courthouse in Augusta tonight with much more. Danielle?
Well, Chris, we are learning some new eye-opening details in this court document just unsealed. It includes interviews from some of Williams' friends who saw him just before and right after the murder. In court, the man accused of murdering a sheriff's deputy and leading police on a 4-day-long manhunt had little to say.
Yes, Your Honor.
But this criminal complaint is shedding new light on the killing of Corporal Eugene Cole. Witnesses who saw Williams just before the murder say he seemed tweaked out and was carrying multiple bags and a bulletproof vest. At 1:15 a.m. Wednesday, Williams allegedly called a friend to say he had shot a deputy in the head, saying either Corporal Cole snuck up on him or he snuck up on the corporal. He couldn't remember which. Police say Williams stole the deputy's cruiser, then stole cigarettes from this Cumberland Farms, ditched the cruiser nearby, and hid in this cabin in the Norridgewock woods until his capture last weekend.
We're all in this together, and we all want justice.
Friends and family of Corporal Cole packed the courtroom for the initial appearance. A judge ordered a change in venue to give Williams a fair trial.
We promise that through this process, we're going to get to the truth of what happened here.
When you have the murder of a law enforcement officer, it is one of the most serious cases that we handle.
Corporal Cole's family declined to speak on camera. In a Facebook post, his wife writes the last few days have been the purest form of hell, and that her last words to her husband were, "Be safe," before heading out on his last shift. And one thing you will not find in these court documents, a clear motive for this shooting. Williams has been ordered held without bail. Well, Audrey, immediately after the corporal's death, all of the focus was on that manhunt to capture his accused killer. Today in Bangor, the community finally had its chance to pause, reflect, and devote all of its attention to honoring the life of Corporal Eugene Cole. The bagpipes, procession, solemn salutes, a carefully choreographed routine for something extremely rare.
Goodbye for now, my friend. We will never forget you.
A funeral for a sheriff's deputy, the first Maine officer shot and killed in the line of duty in 30 years. Thousands of officers from New England and beyond honoring Corporal Eugene Cole, killed in Norridgewock, Maine, late last month.
Corporal Eugene Cole, end of watch, 4/25/2018.
Corporal Cole came to law enforcement late in life, a second career, but a true calling.
Gene was able to use those decades of life experiences prior to law enforcement to have a sense of empathy for those he dealt with on a daily basis. Gene epitomized community policing.
Family members and Brothers in Blue described Gene Cole as a tough but fair officer, a loving husband, father, and grandfather, a talented musician, and mentor to many. His son, who also serves in the Somerset County Sheriff's Department, says this loss has left them shattered.
I told my mom that Dad died. I watched the strongest woman I know break. I broke with her.
But with the strength and courage Corporal Cole demonstrated daily, his loved ones say they'll carry on and keep his legacy alive.
Rest easy, Dad. We've got the watch from here.
An estimated 3,600 people attended this funeral, including law enforcement as far away as Alaska. So clearly, Corporal Cole's story has touched people far beyond his community in central Maine. Live in Bangor, Maine, Danielle Waugh, NBC 10 Boston.